Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Hannah Ashton, and today I'm going to be sharing with you guys 7 easy steps on how you can start your online store in 2021. Alright, so maybe you've been wanting to start an online boutique, an online store, an e-commerce site, something along those lines now for a year or even a few years, but you're scared to start. Let me first off tell you that if I could do this at age 19, however old you are watching this video, maybe you're my age or older, you can do it too. So if I can do it then, you can do it now, and now is the best time to start. We're all shopping online. Everyone is ordering from small businesses, online businesses. It's an amazing, amazing time to have an online store, and so good job for yourself for being here and watching this video and wanting to learn how. I'm going to try to break it down for you guys as quickly and as easily as possible. Alright, so step 1 is one you may not want to hear, but it is to do your research and look at the numbers. So whatever your product is going to be, maybe it's clothing, for me it was planners, and if you want to know more about my story, I will link a video in the cards and in the description box that explains my story and how I started my planner business. But whatever your product's going to be, you need to figure out how much that's going to cost you up front, where you're going to get that money from, and then how many units, how many pieces of that item you're going to need to sell before you break even. Here is a legit screenshot of what my first business budget looked like. This was me trying to figure out my fixed costs, my variable costs, and all that it would cost me per book, how much I would make in a year. And yeah, it's very messy, but this is just what it originally looked like for me. After you do the research and you run the numbers and you see and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to take out a business loan for this and I probably won't even break even for 2 years, then you need to know that's gonna be a big investment. This isn't just a little side hustle maybe. Or the other side is maybe you'll do this research and you'll look at the numbers and you'll be like, yes, this is an investment. I think starting any kind of business should be an investment on your end. You should put your own dollars and time into the business. That's how you'll be really committed to it, but you'll put your money into it. Maybe it's money you've saved up for years. Maybe you're going to start a part-time job to save up for this venture, whatever it may be, but you're going to look at it and you'll be like, you know what, I think this is doable. Yes, it's going to take hard work and dedication, but I think I can break even within a year and start making a profit in my 2nd year or in my 3rd year. Just get an idea of the money situation before you even invest a dime. Part of doing the research process is also seeing if your product, if your store is valuable to your customers. So go out and interview potential customers. Don't put words in their mouth, but basically ask them what they would want to see, what they're looking for online, what they're searching, keywords they search, what they like to buy for presents, what they like to buy for themselves. Do your market research, get that primary and secondary research in there. That's what all my business classes tell me, and that is going to be a great first step so that you'll go through these next steps feeling confident that you can actually achieve this and it's not just going to drain your savings. Now getting into a little bit more of the fun side of a business. The next step 2, is to find a supplier. So this means you're going to need to either make your product yourself, handmade, make it, I don't know, maybe you have a friend who makes it and they're part of the business, whatever it may be, but find a place where you're actually going to get your product. I started doing this right off the bat. I searched manufacturers before I did my research, which looking back, I should have did it the other way around. But I just started looking for planner companies, for paper manufacturers in my area locally. But then I did decide to actually choose a manufacturer in China. It's easier to get my items completely customized, get exactly what I want, and cheaper per product. So the website I always tell people to go to is Alibaba. That is where I get my planners made. I have used it. There are some safe practices. You want to make sure that the buyers you're buying from are verified, but I have used the same buyer, and I've also used 2 other buyers for my 2 other products, for packaging and for my planner stickers. All of them have been a great success. I've never had any problems with translations, with miscommunication. It's really been a great platform for myself, so I only have good things to say about it. But if you want to do your own research on Alibaba, check it out. I know to have an online boutique and to go to the trade shows where a lot of boutiques get their clothing from, you need a license, so that's a little bit something else to look into. But yeah, you basically need to find out where you're going to source your products, where you're going to get it manufactured. Step 3 is to, once you have your product and you know what you're going to be selling, figure out your business name, grab that as a domain name, which means your www.businessname.com, .net, Co, whatever you want it to be. And also while you're at it, while you have your business name, try to also grab the social media handles that you want associated with it. This may take a little bit of time, or you may have it even before you know your product, but think of your business name, and then once you have it, literally search like purchasedomainname.com and you'll find places where you can buy a domain name for $1, sometimes $5. It's not that expensive, but you need to do it. You need to make sure that it's available. It'll tell you if it's available or not. This is also the time you may want to register your business with your state. This is a whole another little thing, but I talked about this in a video I did last year about starting a business. Basically, each state has a different website that you go to where you can register your business. You can do it all online, probably within an hour. It sounds like a daunting task, but I promise once you do your research and you go through it, then you can register your business. I explain more in this video. I use Shopify, which is going on to our next tip, which is actually using a website platform to set up your online store. But Shopify allows you to buy a domain name in their program, so you can just buy your domain name through Shopify and they connect it automatically, which is really nice. So yeah, the next step is to find an online website builder because we don't have time and money to code our own website. So I love using Shopify. I think it's easy to use. It has free templates and you can purchase templates if you want your website to look a little bit nicer or to have better navigation, but the free templates work great as well. If you don't use Shopify, I would recommend Squarespace. I see Squarespace used for more like service-based businesses or portfolios. I've never tried having an e-commerce site on Squarespace, but I do believe they have that option. But my tip, what I've used since day one, is Shopify. The next step is to order your samples from your manufacturer. So maybe that's going on, you order your samples, then you work on the website a little bit. This doesn't have to be like exactly in order. You can work on all these steps like at the same time, but receive your samples from your manufacturer, get them approved and everything. I actually just got my samples for my new planners for 2021. They're not like 2021 based, but for this year. And I'm so excited. Just filmed a TikTok of me opening up the samples for the new workbooks. And I wanted to now open up like the actual inside and show you guys. So what I started doing actually is, since the outside of the sample is pretty spot on, what I do is I take photos with it, and so I start to have some content that I can use to draft up social media posts to implement onto my website. Maybe you still want to get a few things changed with your sample, but you can try to use the samples as much as possible to take photos so you can start putting together your website with the visuals, and it just makes it so beautiful. It makes it so exciting because it looks like your store is actually coming to life. It's taking those photos and taking all the information you have about your store and start drafting your website. So this means you're going to put up describing your products, creating a product listing, putting the prices, setting up the tax information, setting up billing, writing the FAQs, working on your site's aesthetic, like really just working on your website. I would say, unless you're like a pro at website building, it may take you about a month just to perfect everything on your website page. You can definitely launch it without being perfect. I think it's actually great if it's not perfect, because then you can get feedback from your customers, from your friends, from your family, trusted people in your life on how you can make it better. And I just heard this today explained, and it's the mentality I've always had in my business and with what I do, and it's the execution mentality, meaning that it doesn't have to be perfect when you start. You just start, you do it, but you do little self-check-ins along the way to make sure you're doing it to the best of your ability, to make sure you're on the right path, to make sure you're not making a ton of mistakes, but knowing that it doesn't have to be perfect to start and perfect to launch. Also, what I did, this is optional, but you can also do pre-orders. So if you have like just 1 to 3 products, I think pre-orders work great. If it's like an online store, pre-ordering clothes, like all the pieces of clothes is a little bit weird. But if something is not in stock yet, you can do pre-orders to kind of gauge what your customer's interested in. It's just like, you don't want to do a pre-order and then not get the inventory till 4 months later, because then the customers aren't going to be super happy. So try to either already have the inventory when you start the pre-orders, or you're getting the inventory like within a month and it's going to be good. You'll be able to send it out within a month or 2. All right, and step 7 is share your business with everyone you know and really lean into social media. This is your free marketing. I really would not recommend you putting money into marketing starting out. I would just be consistent with posting TikToks and Instagram Reels. If you're watching this in 2021, like that is the way to Literally so many small businesses and online businesses are blowing up on TikTok and then just transfer that content over to IG Reels and try to blow your Instagram following too, and that is literally going to be the best way to market. It really just takes some learning of how to be on video, or maybe you can hire that out. Maybe you have a friend who's really good at video, or you have a daughter or a son that's good at making TikToks. Like, ask for their help, because that really is the way to go in 2021, and that is the best marketing I can tell you to do. You can even look into sending your products to micro influencers or try sending them to bigger influencers. Not guaranteed that they'll be talked about if you're not paying them a lot of money, but you never know, they may really like it. But just share your business anywhere you can. Give samples to local boutiques near you if you want to start getting into wholesaling. Like, literally just share about your business with everyone you know, and that is going to be the best way to try and grow it. And yeah, like, social media I think is the best way. This was just an outline of the steps I think you need to know before starting. I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I'm going to try to answer as many as I can. And I have lots of other videos like this. I did a series last January about starting a business, so I will link all those videos in the description box for you to check out. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!